career categories. The WHO confirms burnout isn't a disease, and we'll take your calls. It all starts right now. Coming to you live from Ramsey Studios in Nashville. You're joining a conversation about who you are, what you were created to do, where you want to do it, and how you can get there. It's all about you. Because you were created to fill a unique role. That means you are needed, and it means you must do it. Simply put, somebody out there needs you to be you, and I am here to help you get clear, get qualified, get connected, get started, get promoted, and get that dream job so you give yourself away and work with meaning. There's no reason for you to be experiencing this Friday and just waiting until happy hour so you can drink your face off because you've been so miserable all week. Life is way too short for that to be your rhythm. So let's go. 844-747-2577. 844-747-2577. All right, folks, I am a man of the people. I am here for you. And I love to give you relevant information every day. Today, what are the 7 fastest growing remote jobs or career categories? The U.S. workforce is now defined by remote workers. Remote work has grown 91% in the last 10 years. This according to FlexJobs. FlexJobs analyzed more than 50 career categories in its database to figure out which remote career categories have grown at the highest rate. Here are the top 7. Number 1, art and creative. Creative careers allow professionals a ton of flexibility. Samples are art director, illustrator, website designer, photographer. Number 2, bookkeeping. Sample jobs in the bookkeeping area: accounting clerk, a bookkeeper, operations manager, accountant. And again, a lot of remote opportunities here because it's about the numbers. Those numbers can be transferred. You're not talking about a lot of face-to-face. If you are, it's not that big of a deal to have a meeting and get that done. Number 3, internet and e-commerce. This has really, I believe, exploded the remote worker category. We're talking about a search marketing specialist, a paid media manager, SEO consultant, community coordinator. I'll add one to the list that's not in the article, and that is social media consultant or manager. I mean, you can guide somebody's social media strategy, a company's social media strategy, and never even go in the office. Number 4. This was interesting to me. K through 12 jobs. I was surprised when I saw this, but here's what we're talking about. Virtual teacher, a tutor, online instructor, curriculum developer. Again, I've used this example before on the show, but one of my wife and I's dearest friends from our Atlanta days, she is a full-time Spanish teacher in a high school, and then she makes really good money teaching Spanish online. Really good money, as in she doubles her salary. Next, 5, graphic design. Again, not real difficult to be a good graphic designer from a remote location. That's an illustrator, designer, layout manager, creative director. Number 6, translation. Translation careers are taking off as business is becoming more global. There's a high demand for professionals who can work as translators. So some of these jobs and these titles are business translator, document proofreader, bilingual writer, sign language interpreter. And then finally, number 7, math and economics. Examples of these job titles, remote job titles in the math and economics area: principal biostatistician. I had to practice that, folks. I got up early today to work on that one. Junior data analyst. By the way, in the control room, let's take a vote here. Data or data? What do you say? Data? Raise your hands in the control room. Data. There's 7 people back there. Just one. Data. Raise your hand. Everybody's going data. Got some people out in the lobby. Data or data? Data? Data. All right. Very fun. Folks, this is what happens when you have ADHD and you host a live show. at times I just want to do some research. And so I'm going to start saying data. I think I lean towards data, don't I, Madison? Most of the time? Okay, so whatever reason I said data. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. You got it. All right. Health economist, math instructor. So there you go. You can research this, by the way. Ladders. I am a contributor to Ladders. They have great resources and 7 fast-growing remote career categories. If you want to dive deeper on that, just search that on Ladders. 844-747-2577. 844-747-2577. I want to tease this because I'm out of my mind excited. A little bit later in the program, I've got a press release right here in my hands. And I have gone public. I did a hit on Fox and Friends last year on this issue of, is burnout a medical condition? And so somehow, some way, the media, this won't surprise many of you, but a lot of the media, they put out a big story last year that the World Health Organization said that burnout is a medical condition. And I remember hearing that and going, that is a big bunch of crap. That makes no sense. And I'm going public. We did. Fox and Friends picked it up. And I've talked about it on social media. And some of you nice people that follow me on Instagram or other platforms, you took a shot at me when I said this. You were snarky. Oh, what makes you a medical professional? That's what you did on social media. At least that's how I took it. And you criticized me, which I'm fine with. But oh boy, if you criticize me, you better bring the facts, because Will Case, the publicist on my team, did some homework, and the very day that the news carried the story, the WHO, World Health Organization, came out and clarified it. And oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm going to break that down further, because here's why. Those of you who feel you're burned out, you're not. And I'll explain it later, and I can tell you how to deal with it. You've got to understand what it is that you're feeling, but more importantly, the source of it so that we can fix it. And I'm telling you, Dr. Ken is in the office. 844-747-2577 is the number. We start off with Jeremy, who joins us in Evansville, Indiana. Jeremy, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, Ken, how are you?
I am living the dream, Jeremy. What's going on?
So I'm kind of in a good situation where I have 2 job opportunities, one within my company for a promotion, one with another company that is a competitor of mine. So the situation is that the other company is a 100% commission sales job, which I currently do sales, with the potential to make more money. The district manager position is definitely a raise for me, with guaranteed money. And I'm trying to make the decision on, should I go for the promotion or should I go for the 100% commission opportunity to potentially make more money?
What's your heart telling you? What's your head telling you? 2 different things or the same thing?
2 different things.
All right, great. Tell me. I love this. I want to know what your head's telling you.
Well, I mean, I've always wanted to get into a manager role, so that's been something I've wanted to do. The other company is a very large company with other brands that are very large brands that would be fun to sell.
I love you, bro. You know I love you, Jeremy, but you didn't answer my question. You just gave me more context. I'm going to put you on the spot because you called, and there's a reason I'm putting you on the spot. Option A for our discussion is the internal manager position that you've always wanted and guaranteed money in the form of a raise. Option 2, 100% commission, no ceiling, and it's kind of sexy. What is your brain telling you? We'll get to heart in a second. I don't want any more context. I want an answer. What's your brain telling you?
That's tough. I don't know.
That's not true.
I'm literally getting ready to walk into this my final interview with this other company.
Hold on a second. You're not answering the question. And you told me that you had your brain telling you one thing and your heart telling you another. You said that was the case. What is your brain telling you to do? I'm not locking you into this, brother. I'm going to help you get to your answer, but you got to answer me. What's your brain telling you?
My brain's telling me I've always wanted to be a manager. Why not? Why pass that up?
Your brain's telling you the safe thing. Your brain's going, yeah, I think it's total crap that your brain's going, well, you've always wanted to be a manager. You've always wanted to be a manager. I think that's an excuse to take the safety. I think what your brain's telling you is what our brain is designed to tell us. Our brain is supposed to protect us, right? Our brain sees danger and it tells us to fight or flight. And so your brain's going, dude, take the raise that's guaranteed, man. Don't take the 100% commission. You could starve and become homeless. Am I right, Jeremy?
Correct.
All right. Now, what is your heart telling you? Say it.
Yeah, I want to sell those brands on the other side with the...
Yeah, you do.
Because I know I can do it.
Yeah. What? Wait a second. There it is. Say that again, Jeremy. What was the last sentence? Last phrase?
I know I can do it.
That's your heart.
Right.
Your heart's going, bro, you can do this, man. You can fulfill the dreams that you and your family have because you can sell the stew out of these brands and make more money than you ever even dreamed of. That's what your heart's telling you. Your brain's going, yes, but it's 100% commission, you idiot. That's what your brain's saying. So, bro, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to bet on Jeremy every time. Every time.
Right.
And I actually like that it's 100% commission because it's going to focus you like you've never been focusing all your life. And it actually will get your brain aligned with your heart when we go, all right, we are all in. We're getting after it. We're burning the boats, baby. There's no leaving the shore.
Right.
Come on, Jeremy. That's what your heart's telling you. And you called me because you wanted me to talk some sense into you, or you wanted me to say, burn the boats. And I'm telling you, burn the boats, man. Right?
You're right. You're right.
I know.
I need somebody to tell me.
I know. I love it when I'm right because it's on behalf of you. It's about you, Jeremy. So absolutely. You're getting ready to walk into the option 2 external offer?
Yeah, I have an interview in about 30 minutes.
Oh, it's so great. I want
timing.
So this is great. Here's the deal, Jeremy. Do you think it's a chance they might offer you today?
I don't think they'll offer me today, but I have a pretty good chance. I know people within the company that are
here's what
really
I want.
Vouching for me.
I want you to call back in after you get the gig and you're about 3 or 4 months in and that commission starts rocking. I want you to call back in because I want people to hear you talk about it on the other side. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, buddy. It's time to go. Oh, that's a great way to get Friday started right there. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Quick teaching. We're going to get to Andrew, who's next in Savannah. I want to make sure you hear something. There's a reason why I walked Jeremy through his head voice and his heart. There's a real reason, and I teach this, and I want you to get it. Your heart is the voice you got to listen to. Your head is acting as a filter for the real message. Because your head sees uncertainty and it does what it's designed to do. Your brain is trying to protect you. And you have got to understand you have logic, and we can get to logic, but we must first establish what the heart is telling us. And then we can see that it's what we actually need to do. And I'm your guy. All right? One of my favorite movies of all time is Tombstone. And Val Kilmer plays Doc Holliday. And he's always got Wyatt Earp's back. And at one point, he looks at him and he goes, I'm your Huckleberry. And that's what I am. I'm your Huckleberry. I got your back. All right? I'll do the gunfight for you. But you have got to have the courage, as Jeremy had, to say, all right, here's what my head's saying. Here's what my heart's saying. Andrew's next in Savannah, Georgia. Andrew, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. How are you?
I am living the dream, and I bet you heard that call, and I'm pretty fired up, man. Warning, I am fired up.
Well, I'm ready.
Good. What's going on?
So I've been in sales now for 8 years, and I don't have a passion for where I'm at like I used to.
Uh-huh.
I took your quiz online, and it's clear to me that I need to get out.
Yeah.
So I took your steps to get clear, and I'm still not 100% clear on what it is that I want to do.
Okay.
And especially how to get there.
Well, okay. Now that's an interesting distinction. Are you pretty clear what you want to do, but you're just not sure how to get there?
I've kind of narrowed it down to two different pathways.
Good. Give me the two pathways.
So I've loved sales, always have loved sales. I just don't think I'm selling the right thing. I want to sell something that means more to me.
Yeah.
And so I've looked into helping people through wanting to do real estate. And the other thing that I've wanted to do is financial stuff. I've always loved numbers and wanted to do something in finance, accounting, something like that, help somebody else.
Okay. All right, so where you're not clear is you haven't identified which one is the right one, or you're not sure how you would be successful in either one. Tell me.
I think it's kind of both. I don't know how to be successful in either of them, and I think schooling kind of scares me as well, because I know I'd have to get certified in real estate, but I'd also have to go to school for finance management.
Okay, so let's just forget those things for a moment. I mean, this is the same deal I just had with Jeremy. I'm not worried about how to get there. I'll tell you how to get there, and you actually do know how to get there. You're just scared out of your mind right now. So the issue is, one of these things to me is always the clear winner. Which one would you do tomorrow if I made you choose? If I guaranteed you that you would be successful in both, the schooling, the certification, all that, you would breeze through it, and that you'd step in and you'd crush it. But you had to choose one. Which one would you choose?
I really think I would make more of an impact through real estate because of the way I want to do real estate.
Oh, describe that for a second. Give me 30 seconds on the way you want to do real estate.
So through taking your steps, I love helping others, and I really want to help people with disabilities, families with disabilities, as well as veterans.
Breaking news coming into my ear right now. Andrew, you just told everybody your why. You just described the results. So the sweet spot is at the intersection of what we do best, what we love to do most, and the results that matter most. You just told us the results that matter most. You're going to sell a lot of houses to a lot of people, but that is just an opportunity for you to be able to sell houses to the folks that you most care about helping get housing. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is clear. You know what? I got good news for you. You don't have to go to college to be a successful real estate professional. You just got to pass the real estate exam, bro. And you can do that. I don't care if you have to take it 4 times. You can do that. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right. And just everywhere that I've gone and looked at it, it sounds like it costs money to get there through the courses to be able to pass the exam. And I've got debt and everything right now, and I don't know how to tackle it.
Wait a second. Are you on a budget plan to get out of debt? Are you walking Dave Ramsey's baby steps out to get out of debt?
I am following Dave Ramsey's steps now.
Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. You don't have to wait to pursue your dream until you get out of debt. How much money is it going to cost for you to sit down and take the test? I have an idea, but how much money is it going to cost for you to take the real estate test?
Everything that I've researched and everything through courses and everything is around $3,000.
Okay, so you can save up the money, or you can go out and get a third job, yes or no, and come up with $3,000 and not slow down your debt snowball plan. You can actually do this at the same time, because to me, Andrew, listen to me, you sacrificing more, even if you've got to make extra money to keep going on the debt elimination, you can save up the $3,000. Okay, you can get there. It might take you a little longer, but you can do that, because the minute you get through it, you can start selling homes, and that's going to help you pay off debt faster. Are you tracking with me?
Yeah. There's still some fears with being in commission again, but
no. Hold on a second. You're assuming that you got to leave your full-time job and do real estate full-time, aren't you?
No, I mean, there's a lot of people in my job now that do real estate, but I'm in full commissions now too, and my wife hates the fact that I'm in commission.
But doesn't matter. You're having the wrong conversation. Andrew, can you sell houses by showing them on nights and weekends?
Yes.
All right. So you already got a straight commission job. I'm not talking about your day job. I'm talking about you can start selling houses and you're going to pay off debt really fast because you're motivated. So I would be doing everything I can to come up to $3,000, and it starts today. Starts today. And by the way, while you're at it, start connecting with really successful brokers who might want somebody hungry like you, because you're going, I want to sell houses. Here's why. A, I want to get out of debt. B, I want to help people with disabilities and veterans find the right house for them, and I just want to specialize in caring for those people. You are focused on the wrong things. Folks, I'm going to say this. I've said it on the show with Dave Ramsey, so if you're going, well, I wonder what Dave thinks. Well, Dave agrees with me. You can pursue the dream job while you're getting out of debt. Now, again, that's why we have a budget and we got a plan. But you can do it. In fact, every debt-free screamer that I've ever heard or seen in person, and we're talking in the thousands now, they almost always make more money at the end of their debt-free journey or sometime in the journey itself than they did when they started. Why? Focused, intensity. So don't assume that because you're in debt, you can't make some progress. So if it's me, if I got 2 jobs and I'm paying off debt, I'm going to go get a 3rd job. I'm going to sit the family down and go, here's why. And I'm going to make an extra $500 a month somehow, some way, and I'm going to save it up. And 6 months later, I got $3,000. And I'm going to go get the real estate license. I'm going to sell a house, and my first commission is going to be really, really good, and I'm going to put all that towards debt. And then I'm going to go sell another house, and before we know it, we're out of debt, and your wife loves that straight commission gig of selling houses. 844-747-2577 is the number. 844-747-2577. One of the things I love about our Facebook group is people hear calls like this, and you're part of the tribe, and then you go into Facebook and you encourage each other. Community. Community's huge. If you're on a very purposeful journey, you better make sure you get in proximity to people that are on the same journey. Why? Information and encouragement is massive on the journey. So go search the official Ken Coleman community on Facebook and join. You won't believe how this group of people are encouraging each other. It's so wonderful. And it's safe. Our team is monitoring the conversations, so there's no nonsense, no shenanigans. So go check it out. All right, to the chat room we go. Aldan Woodham writes in, hey, Ken, I'd like some guidance. I'm a people person and enjoy working with others to make things happen. What kind of career job should I be looking for? Well, I can't answer that as it is because it would be completely disingenuous. I don't have enough information. But what I can tell you is how much further you need to go with your question. All right, we know you're a people person, and we know you like working with others. So I'm going to give you 3 questions that will help you figure out jobs based on results that matter to you. Remember, the sweet spot is where you use what you do best as a tool to do work that you love that then creates a result that you sit back and you go, that means something to me. All right, so 3 questions for you, Aldan. Number 1, what problems do you most want to solve? You said you enjoy working with people to make things happen. Essentially, you are either solving a problem or providing a solution, right? Which then, of course, helps people solve their problem. So think products or services that are connected to the people you most want to help, the problem you most want to solve, the solution you most want to provide. I'll say it again. Who are the people you most want to help? What are the problems that you most want to solve? What are the solutions you most want to provide? This is a fun little, that's a trigger. All that's going to do is ignite thought. It's going to answer your question. Candace Dawn writes in, how does the proximity principle work when you move to a new city where you don't know anyone? It works exactly the way it works when you're in a city where you know lots of people. Okay? This is why the proximity principle is powerful. Because when you move to a new city, you may not know a bunch of people, but guess what? You know a bunch of people where you used to live, and I'm telling you, if you work your relationships long enough, you'll find a connection in the new city. You can do that. That works. Number 2, how about just starting to show up? people groups, right? People that are sharing interests with you. Birds of a feather flock together. What are your hobbies? You like to play golf? Start showing up at the golf club. You wouldn't believe how you start making connections over a sandwich and a cigar and a bourbon at the golf course. I'm just going to tell you. Start showing up at workout classes, doing the kind of things you love. Get your kids involved right away. Start plugging in. And as you're plugging in, start being interested in other people. And when you're interested in other people, guess what happens? They reciprocate their interest in you. And then you share, hey, I'm trying to get in. So again, let me just define the proximity principle as it is. It says, in order to do what I want to do, I've got to be around people that are doing it and in places where it is happening. So what do you want to do? Who's doing it? Where's it happening? Start showing up. The right people plus the right places equals opportunity. That's how it works. Really cool moment here. I'm looking at the monitor right now. I'm looking at the camera and we're doing the chat. Just to the left is a guy named Mark Childers. Now, Mark was a neighbor of mine and Stacy when we lived in Atlanta area. He and his wife, their kids went to the same school. We'd see each other at all the school functions. So Mark reached out to me early on because Mark's a successful business guy. He was very successful, sales, successful dude. Just so happens that he has the same passion for performing on the radio that I do. So he's like, hey, what do I do? And I never told him anything worthwhile other than just do what I did. Well, he stayed in touch and he moved to a new area, got a good gig, day job, and started showing up just like I did at a radio station in Greenville, South Carolina. Guess what? Mark's on the air. He's really, really close, but he's doing it. And he's in town today, and we're going to hang out after the YouTube show. I'm pointing this out because I just happened to see you, Mark, and I was like, you know what? You didn't know anybody in Greenville, South Carolina. You moved there for an opportunity. You didn't know a bunch of people. You didn't know anybody in broadcasting, and you just showed up. Does it work, Mark? Mark is shaking his head violently because it works. It works. Mark didn't know anybody in Greenville, South Carolina. Was it scary? It was a little scary. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But it works. When I'm around the right people and in the right places, opportunity finds you. 844-747-2577. Warning. I'm about to get into a rant, but I'm going to make it quick. I teased this earlier, so I kind of already started it. World Health Organization. I don't know if they were misquoted. I don't know if they've decided to backtrack. But this has been a thing where you all have heard, most of you have heard the news that the World Health Organization has classified burnout as a disease. It is a medical condition, and I just think that's crap. I'm holding in my hands, Nathan, we're going to zoom in here. He loves when I do this, these white papers. It's like all this glare. Look at this right here. Can we zoom in? I got my finger. I don't know if we can see that. Can we get in there? Here we go. Hold on. Let me get right there. Let me get the angle. Oh, yeah. There we go. Look at this. Can we see that? They've got the word not bolded. Let me read from the press release from the World Health Organization. Madison hates when I do that. May 28, 2019. I'm just now discovering this. Burnout is included in the 11th revision of the International Classification of Diseases as an occupational phenomenon. It is not bolded, by the way, classified as a medical condition. They go on in the press release. Burnout is a syndrome conceptualized as resulting from chronic workplace stress. Ta-da! There it is. It's all a description of stress. Stress has known effects on the body. No question. Stress causes negative effects to our health. I'm not questioning that. But stress is a symptom that is leading to other symptoms. So there is no pill for your stress. Did you just say that, Ken? Yes, there's no pill. I challenge you to find me a pill or a medicine that actually deals with stress. It can dull it. You can take a narcotic and go, oh, I feel great, man. But that's not healing the stress. It's numbing the stress. I'm right. They're laughing at me in the control room, but I'm just telling you, I can find you all kinds of pills that'll numb your stress. but it ain't going to fix your stress. All right? So let's just be really clear. Now, I pulled up one other thing. This is funny. Deep in the bowels of the World Health Organization website, and I mean like, I'm about 250 levels deep in this website. You ought to see this page. It looks like I have ripped a page out of the encyclopedia. Description of burnout by the World Health Organization. Here's what happens. It is characterized by 3 dimensions: feelings of energy depletion or exhaustion, increased mental distance from one's job, or feelings of negativism or cynicism related to one's job. And then number 3, reduced professional efficacy. These words these people use. Efficacy. It's a great word. It just means you're not efficient. So I just read it for you folks right here off the webpage. Now that leads me to this. Okay, Ken, but what I'm feeling, this is what everybody calls burnout. I get it, but you're not dealing with burnout. If you're alive right now, you're not burned out. Now there's a day coming where all of us burn out. It's the moment we die. I can now tell you that when you are in the casket, you're burned out. There ain't no flame in there. I'm not trying to be unkind. We're all going to face death, so let's get comfortable with it. You've been to a funeral, and what we're looking at is a person's body. There is no soul in there. There ain't no spark. That's why we look the way we do when we're dead. All right. There's your medical opinion for today. But you are experiencing buildup on the heart. There are 5 primary causes of buildup on your heart. Think of it as like plaque on your teeth. And think of it as a heavy, heavy blanket that's been piled in multiple blankets. You can't feel your heart anymore. Because if I put my hand on my heart right here, I can feel my heart beating through a heavy sweater, by the way. But if I keep putting on a heavy sweater or more coats and more blankets, my hand is going to be extended out here and I can't feel my heart. I know my heart's there. I know my heart is beating, but I can't feel it. This is the description of what you're going through. And there's 5 causes of buildup. Number 1, you don't love your work. This is why we talk about passion. There's no connection to the work. It doesn't matter to you. You don't get the juice. You're good at it, but you don't love it. Number 2, toxic work environment, toxic leader, toxic team. I can tell you right now, you can be in your sweet spot and walk into an office that has a negative culture and you're not going to want to be there. Number 3, you're overwhelmed. You got too much on you. You feel like you're drowning the moment you step into the parking lot. Number 4, you feel underappreciated. We know from HR data that men and women would rather get a public reward or recognition than a raise. We all long to be noticed. And that leads to number 5, you're just bored. Some of you are just begging for somebody on your Facebook feed to post a picture of a cat playing with a ball of yarn because you're so bored. You would rather watch paint dry than actually do your job. It's because it's not a challenge for you. As human beings, we long for a challenge. So those are the 5 causes of buildup. When you can identify, and by the way, some of you are experiencing multiple of those causes, but when you can identify what it is, then we can now fix that. We can fix it. All right, I got to go find work that I love. I got to get out of this toxic environment. I got to start saying no. I got to use the Pareto principle. I'm going to spend the 80% of my time on the top 20%. I'm going to go to a place where they recognize me and they value me. Or I'm going to challenge myself and step out of my comfort zone so that I can grow and feel alive again. Simple fixes. 844-747-2577. By the way, I told you so. I was right. Now I got the World Health Organization backing me up. Now I'm going to go on social media and really stick it to people. Don't buy the lie that you're burned out. Let's go to Courtney in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Courtney, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure. How can I help?
Well, you kind of answered it in your rant right now, but I'm in a job that I love, like it's my sweet spot, and I love it. And the job itself brings me energy, but the environment is just toxic, and the leadership is toxic. So I basically have buildup of number 2 and number 4.
Yeah.
And so I'm just wondering, do I just hang in there? Because we are, just a few years in
No, listen.
with this job.
You only hang in there long enough to find a replacement. Here's the great news. You know what your sweet spot is. You're ahead of so many people in this world. So take great confidence in the fact that you're clear. And so you know exactly what you're looking for. I'd start looking for it today. You know the work. Okay. You know what you're good at. You know what you love to do. And Courtney, you know the results that matter to you. So that's good news. And here's the deal. If you've got toxic leadership and a toxic culture, you're not going to be able to fix that by yourself. And you're only prolonging your frustration. And I think you're prolonging progress because it's like, you don't have to accept this garbage. It's not your deal. It's not on you to fix it. You can't fix it. So let's get out of there. But I would stay in there long enough because I don't want you to there's only one exception to this advice. Do you have the financial freedom to be able to walk today and not work for a little bit?
No, I don't.
Okay, then. So here's the deal. Put on your big girl pants, which you have been doing, and you just bite that stick, if you will, until you find something else. And you step triumphantly out of that place into your sweet spot in another place. So you're doing the right thing in the wrong place. That's where you would come out in my should I quit my job quiz. So when you take that, when folks take that, Courtney's an example, right? Should I quit my job? And so she's looking at it and she's going, well, I'm doing the right thing, but it's not in the right place.
Yes.
And it's as clear as it can be. So get out of there. You know, this ought to put a little extra pep in your step on this Friday, you know?
Yes.
You're a short timer, Courtney, and the day is coming where you're going to look at them and go, deuces, I'm out, you know? So go, go, go. I love it. Well, that's going to do it. Unfortunately, my time is almost up. But before I go, I want you to know that you matter and you do have what it takes. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.